Hello everybody, Jerome Wright here, and once again you're joining me on my Jerome Wright YouTube channel. Alright, in this video I'm going to be discussing the African image, specifically what we have up here in front of us with this young woman and being disfigured. I can recall as a kid when I was growing up and I got a chance to witness my first images of what people looked like in the African culture, and I would say to myself, my God, why would a person disfigure themselves in such a way? And I couldn't imagine or grasp the reality on why anyone, or they would do this to themselves, or why anyone would accept this, being that, of course, that I grew up in an American way. But anyway, in any event, what happened is that I never accepted this. I never accepted this look. And I can remember that the first description that I have of why they disfigured themselves like this, people would say that they did it because of the slave trade, and they would disfigure themselves so the people that came to shepherdize them and take them away in the slave trade, they would be passed over for this look because of the way they looked. Now that made a lot of sense to me, and that was the only reason why I actually accepted this, because I said, you know what, that makes sense to me. If you don't want to be taken away from your home and away from your family, you disfigure yourself and you scare off or ward off your enemy that was trying to take you away. As I was surfing online for explanations, now that I'm drawn to this, I actually went and seen an explanation that just doesn't make no sense to me. They said that these people do this because, well, especially the women, because of their, to show that they have come into puberty and they are ready to be married. This is what this is describing. Again, people, you know that this does not make no sense. No one would disfigure themselves in such a way, morally, without significance, if there wasn't something underlying and deep and rooted to this. Now, just recently, through my paranormal experience and encounter, I experienced why they did this. When I sat there and stared at her, I silently asked myself in my mind, why? And as I always do and find myself in those areas, it seems like dimensionally, I am sent into a dimension where I can obtain this information, and when I return back to my own mind, I have the answer, and it's crystal clear and it's logical. So after I find the answer, all I have to do is just go and find proof of basically what I'm stating, and I can give you a video that hopefully you can understand. When I looked at this picture, I went inside and in my mind and asked why. And what is happening is that this young lady, as many other young ladies and the people of Africa, the reason why they disfigure themselves like this is because they are doing so to signify the creatures that they have evolved from, they have mutated from. This young lady, she may not know it herself, but through a gene pool of the creatures that she was created through, mentally she has the information in her mind. Her tribe has the information in their minds of the creatures that they evolved through. And subconsciously, what they are doing are they are creating themselves to look like the creatures from which they mutated through. You see tusk? You see the lips elongated? It's my position that they are saying she is mimicking. Here, this is like an antelope or some type of deer, antlers here off to the side. It's my position that here, these elongated lips are trying to create the trunk and the tusk of an elephant. Even the ears, it creates the long flapping ears of the elephant. Her earrings are mimicking the flapping ears of an elephant. This young lady subconsciously has accepted the culture of disfiguring herself because mentally, that creature that dwells in her mind, these creatures that we evolved through, they have abducted our minds and our bodies in a way that they can show through and shine through of who the outside person truly is, if that makes sense to you. Look at this woman. No one would ever tell you that she is mimicking, that she is a extended byproduct, gene pooled from an elephant. But now that I'm telling you this, you can look at her and see it. Look, the elephant's ears, flapping ears, designed through her earrings. And even in the culture, you see people making their ears, putting the loops in the earring, making their ears droop. Imagine with me the tusk off to the side by the disc that they put in their lip and then to make the trunk. These creatures, these Africans were bridged over these creatures. And this is what they are describing. A genetic change. Africans evolved from that of the ape, and through a systematic genetic manipulation, they were altered. So, in describing that, I can take this image, something that has evolved from hundreds of years ago, maybe even thousands of years ago, through the culture of these tribal people, African tribal people, and bring it to something that is in culture today that is hidden, an ancient hidden knowledge, in art, and in the minds of a select few that enjoy the wealth, the success, and the power from having this knowledge. I can take this exact image and attach it to Michael Jackson. On Michael Jackson's Dangerous album, cover album, right here, a similar face of this woman appears. Not out like this, not outright, but is it encoded? And I can break the code of how her exact face appears on Michael Jackson's Dangerous album. If you notice in the nose of the mouth area of that album cover, there's a cluster of animals here. There's rhinos, there's like a peacock, there's the elephant there. I think there's even a pig or rhino. There's that antler-like creature, see the horns. There's a bunch of creatures there. I can't see them here because I'm reaching over, but you get the picture, right? Right there that creates the nose and this mask. Michael Jackson's eyes are there. There's the mask. All of these creatures are right there. This would create the open mouth, and this would be the teeth. You see what I'm talking about, people? But check this out. I promise you that I can bring you her. How many minutes do I have? Okay, 9 minutes. We have plenty of time. Well, I said that her lips, her ears, and her face, and this here are mimicking the tusks of an elephant. The ears. And these, you see, remember these antlers right here from the creature? I mean, from that, like gazelle or what you call creature, or like a deer. I don't know what it is. It's from the deer family, though. Okay, and see these tusks? Well, Michael Jackson's many trips to Africa, Michael Jackson's vested interest in Africa was because Michael Jackson was genetically manipulating himself through the African genes, which actually calls for genetic change in mankind's history, just as many other famous, well-to-do people, and ancient-rooted religions and ancient-rooted royalties are occupying Africa because they are tapping into the ancient gene pool from which these beings were mutated from through the varying animals. And this is why there is such a interest in Africa. Everybody was saying the diamonds. Oh, no. That comes second to an ancient gene pool that everybody is after. The family genes of Africa. This is what everyone is occupying Africa for. This is what everything is about. And I'm going to go into it. I'm not going to try to describe it, but the African woman, you can't see her, can you? She's right there in your face. Here, I'm going to bring this in closer so I don't have to reach so far. Okay. Well, I probably disfigured. Here's an elephant right here. You see the elephant? Google Michael Jackson's Dangerous album cover. You're going to have to download the image to do what I'm doing. You see the elephant here? Here's the forehead of the elephant, the trunk. Notice that the elephant's ear is abnormal. You see that? That's not no true elephant ear. That is abnormal. It goes into the shoulder and the ear. It's changed. The elephant creates lips. If you turn it sideways, like so, you will see the lips of the elephant. Creates that familiar like clown nose, the peacock. You see that? But the nose is actually right here. And guess what is coming out of the nose of that African woman? I'm backwards here, people. But if you look close where the nose is, those antler horns come out of the nose. And let me move my... Oh gosh, I can't move it. I'm reaching around here, people, and this is very difficult for me to describe here. And this is small. Let me see where that nose is here. Where we at? Oh, they're coming out right here, just underneath Michael Jackson's eye. Those horns are coming out. The nose is in here, and the horns are coming out just underneath his eye. You can probably see it there. See the face? These are the lips, and guess what? The horns over here are piercing the lip of the horns of the elephant. The head of the elephant creates the ears and the lips of this African face, this tribal face. The elephant's tusks are shown piercing the lips of that tribal figure, like in the way that we see lip piercings today, on body piercings also. And the whole face is right here. The eye, if you look close, the eye can be realized either in here or there's an eyelash right there, a closed eye, and you'll see the eyelash in there. The entire face, I'm going to hold it up close so you can get a good picture there. So if you Google the image and turn it up like this here, trust me, there is a face that is just like this. And the description of everything that I told you about the elephant being involved in the cause for the genetic change of these people. So you see, Africans were the first to be bridged over through with these animals to change the genetic identity of mankind's being, which subsequently calls for all different cultures and civilizations of people today. And they did it through the gene pool of animals. And this is what this is describing in Africa. So when you see this, and then in the Maya culture, where you see chickens and birds on people's heads, you know what they are telling you? That through the genes of those creatures, they genetically altered themselves through cells of these creatures and calls for their genetic change. That's what this woman is describing. This is not about puberty. This is everything that I've just described to you. She may not know it, but going back in her ancient, somewhere along the line, the knowledge of all of this was suppressed I gotta go because my video is going to run out. But go to Michael Jackson right here and turn it up and you'll see her face. Look at the lips and the face is in there. I'm going to put more on right here. I got to go because I'm out of time.